On a quiet afternoon in a suburban neighborhood, an alarming event unfolded that would leave many shaken. A veteran, known for his courage and dedication in the armed forces, found himself caught in a tense situation. He was holding his loyal service dog, a constant companion that helped him navigate the struggles of everyday life after returning from military service. Witnesses reported seeing police cars speed by with lights flashing, and soon, the sharp sound of sirens echoed through the streets as a SWAT team arrived at the scene. Confusion and concern filled the air as neighbors gathered to see what was happening. The veteran's demeanor seemed distressed, caught between his need for support and rising tensions with law enforcement. As authorities moved closer, it became clear that something was not right. The situation escalated quickly, leading to a decision that would spark outrage: the use of a taser against the veteran, still holding tightly onto his service dog. In just 6 minutes, the disturbance had transformed into a full-scale response, with the National Guard surrounding the block, ready to take control of what had become an unsettling crisis. The veteran at the center of this troubling incident had served his country with honor for over a decade. His time in the military had been filled with challenges, including multiple deployments in high-stress environments that took a toll on his mental health. After returning home, he faced difficulties readjusting to civilian life, grappling with anxiety and feelings of isolation. In his struggle to cope, he found solace in a service dog named Max, who provided companionship and support during difficult times. Max was more than just a pet. He was trained to recognize signs of distress and help calm the veteran during overwhelming moments. Together, they formed a strong bond that helped the veteran navigate the ups and downs of everyday life. However, even with Max by his side, the veteran faced judgment and misunderstanding from those who didn't see beyond his struggles. The loyalty of his service dog offered him a lifeline, but as the unfortunate events unfolded on that fateful day, it would become painfully clear that not everyone recognized the depth of their connection or the battles he fought silently every day. In the days leading up to the SWAT team's arrival, the veteran had experienced an increasingly difficult time managing his anxiety. Neighbors noted that he had moments of agitation and distress, often talking loudly to himself or pacing in front of his house with Max by his side. Concerned for his well-being, a few neighbors decided to call the police, hoping to ensure he received the help he needed. When the first officers arrived, they were met with a scene that was alarming but not uncommon for someone struggling with mental health issues. The veteran was visibly upset but did not pose a threat to himself or others. However, miscommunications between officers and the veteran led to heightened tensions. He felt cornered and misunderstood while trying to express his feelings. As the situation intensified, dispatchers determined that it would be safer to call on the SWAT team, thinking they could manage any potential danger more effectively. Unfortunately, this decision set off a chain reaction that would escalate quickly, leading to a confrontation that would change everything in just a matter of minutes. The stage was set for a crisis that no one could foresee. When the SWAT team arrived, the atmosphere crackled with tension. Officers dressed in tactical gear surrounded the block, their presence looming ominously. The veteran, still holding his service dog Max, instinctively felt the change in energy and became more agitated. He wanted to convey that he was not a threat, but his words were lost amidst the chaos of shouting commands from officers. As SWAT approached, the veteran struggled to maintain control. He clenched Max's leash tightly and tried to explain his situation, but his anxious tone only seemed to amplify the standoff. Officers shouted for him to drop the leash and step away from the dog, interpreting his movements as unpredictable. The misunderstanding escalated quickly, with each side misreading the other's intentions. Max began to bark defensively, sensing his handler's distress, which added to the confusion. The veteran felt cornered and horrified as tension mounted. He knew he needed help, but felt increasingly trapped by a system that seemed unable to recognize a struggle for understanding. In this moment of heightened emotion, the stage was set for a drastic response that no one wanted but everyone feared. As tensions flared, The SWAT officers faced a rapidly evolving situation that required quick judgment. The veteran's agitation and Max's defensive barking were perceived as signs of escalating danger, prompting the team to act decisively. Officers believed they could no longer afford to wait, fearing that the veteran might lash out or become unpredictable. Miscommunication played a significant role in this decision. The veteran's attempts to explain his situation were drowned out by the chaotic commands from the officers, leading them to interpret his behavior as non-compliant and aggressive. In their minds, the risk of harm to themselves or others outweighed any hesitation to use force. With their training guiding their actions, a SWAT officer deployed a taser, aiming to subdue the veteran quickly and safely. However, this drastic measure was met with immediate backlash. The veteran fell to the ground, still holding on to Max. Instead of providing help, the use of the taser escalated an already fraught situation into a crisis that further alienated the veteran from those who had come to assist him. It was a moment that underscored how quickly misunderstandings can spiral out of control. The moment the taser struck, chaos erupted. The veteran collapsed to the ground, and Max, frightened and confused, began to bark frantically. Bystanders gasped, some stepping back in shock while others rushed to offer help. People in the neighborhood watched from their porches and vehicles, their faces a mix of fear and disbelief at the scene unfolding before them. Law enforcement quickly moved in to secure the area, focusing on the fallen veteran. Some officers approached cautiously to check on him, while others maintained a perimeter, fearing further escalation. The veteran lay on the ground, visibly shaken but still conscious, struggling to comprehend what had just happened. He called out for Max, and the dog was soon brought to his side, though still agitated by the commotion. Amidst the confusion, some community members expressed outrage at the use of the taser, demanding to know why such force was necessary against someone clearly in distress. As emotions ran high, it became evident that not only was the veteran affected, but also the entire community was left grappling with what had just occurred, a dramatic example of misunderstanding and miscommunication that would resonate deeply in their neighborhood. Within 6 minutes of the taser incident, the situation had escalated to such a degree that local authorities deemed it necessary to call on the National Guard. Officers on the scene expressed concerns about public safety, believing that tensions could ignite further disturbances amid the gathering crowd. As neighbors watched in disbelief, their emotions ranged from fear to anger, fueling calls for additional support. The decision to involve a National Guard was controversial. Some community members felt it was an overreaction, arguing that a more compassionate approach could have defused the situation without resorting to military presence. Others worried about potential violence breaking out and believed that extra manpower was crucial for maintaining order. As National Guard units arrived, equipped with additional resources and personnel, they were met with a divided public response. Many residents surveyed the scene from their homes or gathered at a distance, seeking clarity on how this incident had spiraled so far out of control. Still shaken from witnessing the events unfold, community members began voicing their concern over mental health awareness and police protocols as they came to terms with what had happened in their usually tranquil neighborhood. In the aftermath of the incident, local residents began to gather, expressing a range of emotions about both the SWAT team's actions and the arrival of the National Guard. Some neighbors voiced their support for the veteran, holding signs that read, "Protect our veterans," and "Mental health matters." They called for accountability and pushed back against what they viewed as an excessive use of force. Their solidarity highlighted a growing awareness of mental health issues within the community. Conversely, other residents felt threatened by the chaotic scene and supported law enforcement's decision to call in additional help. They expressed concerns that without a strong response, the situation could worsen, leading to greater disturbances. This division sparked heated debates among neighbors, with some arguing passionately about how to best support individuals struggling with mental health. As people shared their thoughts, discussions about creating community programs for veterans gained traction. Many recognized that while law enforcement had a role in maintaining safety, there was an urgent need for better approaches to aid those in distress. The incident ignited conversations about understanding and compassion that would resonate long after the last officers left their block. The incident featuring the veteran and the SWAT team's response has far-reaching implications for veterans' rights, mental health awareness, and police interactions. It highlights a critical need for better training for law enforcement on how to handle situations involving individuals with mental health challenges. Many veterans, like the one in this case, return home bearing the invisible scars of their service, battling anxiety and trauma that can lead to misunderstandings during high-pressure encounters with authorities. This event has sparked discussions on advocating for veterans' rights, urging communities to prioritize the mental health resources available to returning service members. The push for compassion and understanding in policing reflects a broader societal shift toward recognizing that individuals in crisis require support rather than punitive measures. Moreover, the community's response showcases a growing awareness of mental health as a public issue. Advocates are calling for programs that provide education on mental health and promote supportive environments where veterans can seek help without fear of judgment or forceful interventions. Ultimately, this incident serves as a reminder that addressing the complexities of mental health and ensuring respectful interactions with law enforcement can create safer communities for everyone. The incident involving the veteran and the SWAT team serves as a crucial lesson for both the community and law enforcement. It emphasizes the urgent need for enhanced training in recognizing and responding to mental health crises, particularly among veterans who may be struggling with the aftermath of their service. As discussions continue, it is clear that creating a supportive environment for individuals facing mental health challenges is vital. Furthermore, this situation has reignited conversations about veterans' rights and the importance of accessible mental health resources. Communities are increasingly recognizing that compassion and understanding should guide interactions with those in distress. The push for community programs aimed at supporting veterans reflects a growing awareness of the unique struggles they face. Ultimately, this incident has highlighted the need for effective policing methods that prioritize de-escalation and mental health support over confrontation. By fostering dialogue and collaboration between law enforcement, mental health professionals, and community members, we can work towards building a society that respects the dignity of every individual while ensuring public safety. The hope is that future interactions will be more compassionate, informed, and ultimately fruitful in helping those in need.